The secret to success is learning how to use pressure instead of letting pressure use you. Life will test you. Not once, not twice, but over and over again. You will face setbacks, unexpected challenges, and moments that push you to your limits. But the truth is, it's not the situation that determines your success. It's how you respond to it. Most people react to stress. They panic. They make impulsive decisions. They let emotions take control. And what happens? They regret their words, their actions, and the way they handled the situation. But then there are those rare individuals, the ones who seem unshaken no matter what happens. They move with confidence. They think clearly under pressure, and they make decisions that lead them forward instead of backward. These people aren't special. They don't have superhuman abilities. They've simply trained their minds to remain calm in any situation. They've developed the mental discipline to stay composed, to breathe, and to focus on solutions rather than problems. And the best part? You can train yourself to do the same. Imagine having the ability to face any challenge without losing control. Imagine handling conflict, stress, and uncertainty with complete confidence. That's what we're here to talk about today. Today, I'm going to show you how to train your mind to stay calm in every situation. Stay with me, and I'll share the strategies, habits, and mindset shifts that will make you mentally unshakable. This is not just about surviving stress. It's about mastering it. Let's dive in. Number 1, understanding the mind under pressure. Pressure does not break you. Your reaction to it does. Stressful situations are not the enemy. They are simply events. It is your mind's interpretation of these events that creates either panic or composure. The difference between those who crumble under stress and those who thrive under it is not intelligence, talent, or luck. It is the ability to stay in control of their mind when everything around them is chaotic. Have you ever noticed how some people can handle high-pressure situations with ease while others completely fall apart? Think about an air traffic controller guiding multiple planes during peak hours, or a firefighter making split-second decisions in a life-or-death scenario. These professionals don't panic, not because they don't feel pressure, but because they have trained themselves to override their automatic stress response. The human brain is wired for survival. When faced with uncertainty, it defaults to the fight-or-flight response, a primitive mechanism that helped our ancestors escape predators. The moment your brain perceives a threat, your amygdala, the emotional center of the brain, fires off signals that flood your body with stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. Your heart races, your breathing becomes shallow, and your ability to think logically diminishes. In that moment, your brain is no longer prioritizing clarity. It's prioritizing survival. But here's the problem. Most of the stress we face today is not life-threatening. A difficult conversation, an overwhelming workload, a financial setback. These situations may feel urgent, but they do not require a primal survival response. Yet because we haven't trained ourselves to separate real danger from perceived danger, we allow stress to hijack our thinking. This is why people make impulsive decisions, say things they don't mean, or freeze when they need to take action. The key to handling pressure is to become aware of your brain's default reaction and learn how to override it. Instead of reacting automatically, train yourself to pause and observe. The moment stress arises, take control of your mind by reminding yourself, this is just my brain reacting. I am in control of my response. That small shift, awareness before reaction, creates a space between the event and your response, allowing you to choose logic over impulse. Another powerful tool is reframing stress as preparation instead of panic. A surgeon performing a complex operation doesn't see the pressure as a threat. They see it as a call to focus. A musician about to play in front of thousands doesn't view nervousness as fear. They see it as energy fueling their performance. When you start seeing stress as a sign that your body is preparing you for high performance, you stop fearing it and start using it to your advantage. Your ability to stay calm under pressure is a skill, and like any skill, it must be practiced. The more you train yourself to recognize stress and respond with intention, the stronger your mental muscle becomes. The goal is not to eliminate pressure, but to transform how you handle it. Number 2, the art of emotional control. Emotions are powerful forces. They can drive you forward with passion, or they can pull you down into frustration, fear, and regret. The difference between those who succeed under pressure and those who crumble is not the absence of emotions, but the ability to control them. Emotional control is an art, and those who master it gain an extraordinary advantage in life. Think about a professional poker player sitting at the final table with millions at stake. Their hand might be weak, their heartbeat might be racing, but you wouldn't know it. Why? Because they've trained themselves to remain composed regardless of their emotions. They don't let fear, excitement, or frustration dictate their actions. Instead, they control their emotions so that their emotions don't control them. The truth is, most people react emotionally without even realizing it. They let anger dictate their words, let anxiety stop them from taking action, or let frustration ruin their day. And here's the biggest mistake. They assume emotions are facts. Just because you feel something doesn't mean it's true. Feeling afraid doesn't mean you're in danger. Feeling overwhelmed doesn't mean you're incapable. Feeling angry doesn't mean someone is attacking you. Emotions are signals, not commands. The key to emotional control is learning to interpret emotions rather than obey them. The first step in mastering emotional control is self-awareness. You can't manage emotions you don't recognize. The moment you feel stress, anger, or frustration rising, pause and ask yourself, what am I feeling? Why am I feeling this way? Just naming the emotion reduces its intensity. This is called name it to tame it, a psychological technique that helps you step outside of your emotional state and observe it objectively. Instead of saying, I'm furious, say, I notice that I am feeling frustration right now. This small shift moves you from being inside the emotion to observing it from the outside, making it easier to control. Once you recognize the emotion, the next step is reframing it. Most people see emotions as uncontrollable forces, but you can actually reshape the way you experience them. Let's say you're feeling nervous before an important presentation. Instead of saying, I'm terrified, I'm going to fail, reframe it as I'm excited. My body is preparing me to perform at my best. This is the same technique used by elite athletes before a big competition. By shifting the meaning of your emotions, you change your response to them. Another powerful technique is delaying reaction time. When emotions take over, people tend to react immediately, saying something they don't mean, making impulsive decisions, or lashing out. But if you create a pause between the emotion and your response, you regain control. A simple rule: before responding to an emotional situation, take a deep breath and count to 5. This gives your rational brain time to process the situation and choose a response instead of an impulsive reaction. Breathing techniques also play a critical role in emotional control. When you feel overwhelmed, your breathing becomes shallow, signaling to your brain that something is wrong. This amplifies stress. But when you breathe deeply and slowly, you send the opposite message. You tell your brain that everything is fine, allowing you to calm down instantly. Try this. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds. This simple technique, known as box breathing, is used by Navy SEALs to maintain composure in extreme situations. Another method to gain emotional control is changing your physical state. The way you hold your body affects the way you feel. If you sit with slumped shoulders, breathe shallowly, and frown, you will feel weaker and more anxious. But if you straighten your posture, take deep breaths, and relax your muscles, you signal confidence to your brain. A simple shift in body language can change your emotional state in seconds. Lastly, learn to let go of what you cannot control. Many emotional outbursts come from frustration over things we have no power over: traffic, other people's opinions, unexpected challenges. But the most effective people focus only on what they can control: their thoughts, their actions, and their responses. When faced with an emotionally charged situation, ask yourself, can I control this? If the answer is no, let it go. If the answer is yes, focus on finding a solution rather than wasting energy on frustration. Mastering emotional control doesn't mean suppressing emotions. It means understanding them, managing them, and using them to your advantage. The most successful people don't avoid emotions. They harness them. They recognize that emotions are just signals and that not their feelings are in control. When you train yourself to recognize, reframe, and control your emotions, you become unstoppable. Instead of letting emotions drive you into bad decisions, you use them to sharpen your focus. Instead of getting lost in frustration, you turn it into motivation. Instead of panicking under pressure, you stay calm, composed, and in control. The world is full of people who let emotions control them, but those who control their emotions control their destiny. Number 3. The power of breath control. In moments of stress, most people don't realize what's happening to their breathing. Their chest tightens, their breath becomes shallow, and suddenly they feel even more anxious. It's not just a coincidence. Your breath directly controls your state of mind. The way you breathe sends signals to your brain about whether you should feel calm or panicked. This means that if you can control your breath, you can control your emotions, your focus, and your ability to handle pressure. Think about a world-class pianist stepping onto the stage for a live performance, or a soldier preparing for a mission, or even a professional boxer entering the ring. These people don't just dive into action without preparation. They take a deep breath. That single breath resets their nervous system, sharpens their focus, and gives them control over their emotions. They understand that breath is not just a biological function. It's a tool for composure, confidence, and clarity. When stress triggers the body's fight or flight response, it floods the system with cortisol and adrenaline. Your heart races, your muscles tighten, and your mind starts running in 100 different directions. If left unchecked, this response leads to panic, impulsive decisions, and emotional outbursts. But if you slow your breath, you can reverse this reaction instantly. You can turn panic into control, fear into focus, and stress into strength. One of the most effective breathing techniques for regaining control is box breathing, a method used by Navy SEALs to stay calm under extreme pressure. It's simple, yet incredibly powerful. Let's see how box breathing technique works. Inhale deeply through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold your breath for 4 seconds. Exhale slowly through your mouth for 4 seconds. Hold your breath again for 4 seconds before repeating. This technique works because it forces your body into a rhythmic breathing pattern, signaling your nervous system that there is no immediate threat. Within seconds, your heart rate slows, your muscles relax, and your mind clears. It's a way of telling your body everything is under control. Another powerful method is the 4-7-8 breathing technique, developed by Dr. Andrew Weil, which is often used to reduce anxiety and improve sleep. Here's how it works. Inhale through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold your breath for 7 seconds. Exhale slowly through your mouth for 8 seconds. By extending the exhale, this technique slows down the heart rate even more, making it incredibly effective for calming anxiety in high-pressure moments. But breath control isn't just for emergencies. It's a habit you should cultivate daily. If you train yourself to breathe deeply and intentionally in normal situations, it will become second nature when stress arises. Take a moment right now to check your breathing. Is it deep and slow or shallow and rapid? Most people go through life in a constant state of shallow breathing, keeping their body in a mild state of stress without even realizing it. Training yourself to breathe properly throughout the day is one of the simplest yet most effective ways to build a naturally calm mindset. Breath control is also a powerful tool for reframing challenges. Imagine you're about to give an important presentation, and nerves start creeping in. Instead of letting your breath become erratic, pause. Take a slow, deep breath and exhale deliberately. This small action tells your brain, I am in control. The nervousness is still there, but instead of paralyzing you, it now serves as energy for peak performance. The importance of breathing is not a new concept. Ancient warriors used controlled breathing to stay calm in battle. Monks and yogis have used breathwork for thousands of years to achieve deep states of meditation and mental clarity. Even today, elite performers in every field, athletes, surgeons, astronauts, rely on breath control to maintain focus and emotional stability under pressure. But the best part? You don't need special training or equipment to master this skill. You carry this tool with you everywhere you go. Whether you're stuck in traffic, facing an argument, or dealing with an unexpected challenge, your breath is your greatest ally. Mastering breath control is like mastering a remote control for your emotions. You no longer have to be a victim of stress. You can pause, breathe, and reset yourself anytime you choose. The ability to remain calm under pressure is not about avoiding stress altogether. It's about knowing how to manage it. And the fastest, most effective way to do that, control your breath and you control your mind. Number 4, reframing challenges as opportunities. The difference between those who succeed and those who struggle isn't intelligence, luck, or talent. It's perspective. 2 people can go through the exact same challenge, yet one will crumble under the pressure while the other thrives. Why? Because one sees problems while the other sees opportunities. If you want to develop unshakable calmness, you must learn the skill of reframing challenges. This is not about pretending difficulties don't exist. It's about shifting your mindset so that obstacles become stepping stones rather than roadblocks. Think about an airline pilot who encounters sudden turbulence. A beginner pilot might panic, gripping the controls too tightly and reacting out of fear. A seasoned pilot, on the other hand, stays calm and adjusts. They understand that turbulence is part of the journey. They don't fight it. They navigate through it. Life works the same way. The storms will come. The turbulence will hit. But it's your mindset that determines whether you panic or adapt. Many people see setbacks as proof that they are failing, when in reality, setbacks are just part of progress. If you're facing challenges, that means you're in the game. No one reaches success without struggles along the way. The greatest leaders, innovators, and high achievers have all faced incredible challenges. But instead of seeing them as dead ends, they saw them as learning opportunities. Take Walt Disney as an example. Before he built his empire, he was fired from a newspaper for lacking imagination. He started multiple businesses that failed before finally creating Disneyland. He could have seen those failures as signs to quit, but instead he reframed them. He treated every failure as a lesson that moved him one step closer to his goal. He understood that every setback is a setup for a comeback. You can do the same. Instead of seeing failure as a reason to stop, start seeing it as feedback. When something doesn't go your way, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this make me better? Instead of thinking, why is this happening to me? Start thinking, how is this happening for me? The moment you shift your perspective, you take back control. Another powerful tool for reframing challenges is the two-sided coin method. Every situation has two sides, one negative, one positive. The choice is always yours. Imagine a business deal falls through. You can either focus on the loss or on the lesson it taught you that will help you in the future. Imagine you experience rejection. You can either let it damage your confidence or see it as redirection to something better. Every challenge carries an opportunity, but it's up to you to find it. Many people let negative situations define them. They get stuck in a loop of self-pity, constantly replaying their struggles in their minds. But dwelling on the problem never solves it. The most effective people shift their focus from problems to solutions as quickly as possible. When you get stuck in frustration, pause and ask yourself, what is one thing I can do right now to improve this situation? Even a small step forward creates momentum and shifts you from feeling helpless to feeling empowered. Another way to reframe challenges is by changing your language. The words you use shape your perception of reality. If you keep telling yourself, I'm overwhelmed, I'm stuck, this is impossible, your mind will believe it. But if you start saying, this is a challenge, but I'm capable of handling it. I've been through tough times before and come out stronger. I'll figure this out. Your brain shifts into problem-solving mode. Words are powerful. Speak solutions, not limitations. Even physical discomfort can be reframed. Many athletes, for example, learn to embrace pain as part of the growth process. Instead of thinking, this workout is painful, they tell themselves, this pain means I'm getting stronger. The same applies to mental challenges. Pressure isn't there to crush you. It's there to shape you. This shift in mindset doesn't happen overnight, but it can be developed with daily practice. Start small. The next time you face a setback, consciously reframe it. Instead of reacting emotionally, take a deep breath and ask yourself, what's the lesson here? Over time, this becomes second nature. And suddenly, life's challenges don't shake you the way they used to. You can't always control what happens to you, but you can always control how you interpret it. When you train your mind to see opportunities instead of obstacles, you take back your power. Instead of resisting challenges, you embrace them. Instead of feeling defeated, you grow stronger. The world is full of people who let problems define them, but those who reframe their challenges become the ones who rise above them. Number 5, mental training, building inner resilience. Mental resilience isn't something you're born with. It's something you build, just like a muscle. Your mind needs training to become stronger, more flexible, and resistant to stress. The people who stay calm under pressure aren't lucky. They've simply trained themselves to handle difficulties with clarity instead of panic. If you want to become unshakable in any situation, you must make mental training a daily habit. Think about an elite firefighter rushing into a burning building. They don't freeze up, they don't let fear control them, and they certainly don't panic. Why? Because they've trained their minds to handle high-pressure environments. They've gone through simulations, repeated drills, and conditioned their brain to focus even when chaos surrounds them. The same principle applies to you. You can train yourself to stay calm, no matter what life throws your way. One of the most powerful ways to build mental resilience is meditation. Many people think meditation is just sitting quietly and trying to relax, but it's much more than that. Meditation is about training your mind to observe thoughts without reacting emotionally. It's about strengthening your ability to focus, remain present, and detach from negativity. Even just 5 minutes a day can rewire your brain to handle stress more effectively. Studies show that regular meditation reduces cortisol, the stress hormone, and increases gray matter in the brain, which improves decision-making and emotional control. Another critical tool for mental training is visualization. Athletes, performers, and high achievers across all industries use this technique to mentally prepare for challenges before they happen. Before an important event, whether it's a big meeting, a difficult conversation, or a personal challenge, close your eyes and visualize yourself handling it with complete composure. See yourself responding with clarity, moving with confidence, and staying in control. The more vividly you imagine success, the more your brain starts to believe it's possible. When the real situation arises, you'll feel like you've already been there before, because mentally you have. Journaling is another powerful mental training habit. Writing down your thoughts and reflections helps you process emotions, identify patterns, and develop a deeper understanding of yourself. Instead of allowing stress to build up in your mind, put it on paper. A simple daily habit is to write down 3 challenges you faced and what you learned from them. Over time, this trains your brain to see obstacles as lessons rather than setbacks. Mental toughness is also built through deliberate discomfort. If you always avoid uncomfortable situations, your resilience weakens. But if you actively expose yourself to controlled stress, you become stronger. This is why elite military units train in harsh conditions, so that when real challenges come, they are already prepared. You can apply this in your daily life by embracing small challenges. Try taking cold showers to practice breathing through discomfort. Push yourself to complete difficult tasks instead of procrastinating. Challenge yourself to remain silent in an argument instead of reacting emotionally. Every time you choose discipline over impulse, you strengthen your mental resilience. Self-talk is another key factor in training your mind. The way you speak to yourself in difficult moments determines how you handle them. If your inner voice is filled with doubt, I can't do this, I'm overwhelmed, this is too much, then you will struggle. But if you train yourself to use empowering language, I can handle this. I've been through tough times before and survived. I control my response. Your mindset shifts. The words you tell yourself become the reality you experience. Another important mental training habit is controlled exposure to stress. If you want to stay calm under pressure, you need to practice handling pressure before it becomes overwhelming. This means deliberately putting yourself in challenging situations and training your response. For example, when facing a tight deadline, instead of panicking, practice slowing your breathing and staying composed. When dealing with a difficult person, challenge yourself to remain calm rather than reacting emotionally. Over time, your ability to handle stress will improve, not because stress disappears, but because you've trained your mind to remain unshaken. Finally, gratitude is one of the most overlooked mental training tools. When people are stressed, they tend to focus on what's wrong, which only amplifies their anxiety. But when you make it a habit to focus on what's going right, your brain naturally shifts toward a more balanced perspective. A simple practice is to write down 3 things you're grateful for each morning. They don't have to be big, just small things that bring you joy. This habit rewires your brain to see the good even in difficult moments, making it easier to stay calm and resilient. Mental training is not something you do once. It's something you do every day. Just like you wouldn't expect to build physical strength by working out once a month, you can't expect to develop resilience without consistent effort. But the good news is, every small step you take makes you stronger. The more you practice mindfulness, visualization, self-discipline, and gratitude, the more unshakable you become. The ability to stay calm under pressure is not a gift, it's a skill. And like any skill, it can be developed. Train your mind daily, and no matter what challenges come your way, you'll be ready for them. Number 6, the influence of environment and people. Your mind is like a garden. Whatever you plant in it will grow. If you surround yourself with negativity, stress, and chaos, that's what will take root in your thoughts. But if you cultivate an environment of focus, calmness, and discipline. Those qualities will flourish instead. The people and environments you expose yourself to shape your mental state more than you realize. If you want to train your mind to stay calm in every situation, you must be intentional about who and what you allow into your life. Think about a mountain climber preparing for a dangerous ascent. They don't just pack any gear or surround themselves with just anyone. They choose experienced guides, high-quality equipment, and a strategy that sets them up for success. They know that their survival depends on their preparation and the people they trust. In the same way, if you want to build mental calmness, you need to make sure your environment and the people around you are supporting that goal rather than sabotaging it. One of the most overlooked reasons people struggle with stress and anxiety is their daily environment. Your surroundings affect your mental state, whether you realize it or not. A cluttered home, a noisy workplace, or a toxic social circle can create a constant undercurrent of stress. If your environment is filled with distractions, negativity, or unnecessary chaos, your mind will struggle to find peace. Start by evaluating your space. Is it supporting your mental clarity or adding to your stress? Something as simple as organizing your desk, keeping your home clean, or limiting exposure to loud and chaotic environments can make a significant difference. Your social environment matters just as much. The people you spend time with influence your thoughts, emotions, and overall mental state. If you constantly surround yourself with people who complain, panic, or create drama, it's only a matter of time before their mindset starts affecting you. You don't have to cut people out of your life, but you do have to set boundaries. Limit time with those who drain your energy and increase time with those who inspire, challenge, and uplift you. Rohn once said, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." If you want to cultivate calmness, look at the people around you. Do they handle stress well? Do they remain composed in difficult situations? If not, find people who do. Learn from them, observe their habits, and let their mindset influence yours. Another critical factor is the content you consume. If you're constantly watching negative news, engaging in online debates, or consuming content that fuels anxiety, it's going to be much harder to maintain a calm mind. Instead, be selective about what you allow into your mental space. Read books that inspire personal growth, listen to podcasts that expand your thinking, and consume information that helps you develop a stronger, calmer mindset. Your brain absorbs whatever you feed it, so feed it wisely. Creating a supportive environment also means removing distractions and unnecessary noise. In today's digital world, we are bombarded with notifications, emails, and social media updates that create a constant state of mental clutter. This kind of overstimulation weakens your ability to focus and remain calm. One of the best things you can do for your mental resilience is set boundaries with technology. Try having no phone zones in your home, turning off notifications for non-essential apps, or even taking occasional breaks from social media. The less noise you allow in, the more mental clarity you will gain. Another powerful way to cultivate a calm environment is to spend more time in nature. Studies show that spending even 20 minutes in a natural setting can significantly reduce stress and improve focus. Whether it's a walk in the park, sitting by the ocean, or just stepping outside for fresh air, connecting with nature resets your nervous system and helps you regain composure. In addition to your physical and social environment, your inner environment, your thoughts and self-talk also play a crucial role. If your mind is filled with constant self-criticism, fear, and worry, it doesn't matter how peaceful your surroundings are, you will always feel stressed. The solution? Train yourself to speak to yourself the way you would speak to a close friend. Instead of beating yourself up over mistakes, remind yourself that you are learning. Instead of focusing on what could go wrong, focus on what you can control. Your mind is your mental home. Make sure it's a place of growth, not a place of fear. Finally, remember that you can't always control your environment, but you can control how you respond to it. You might have to work with difficult people, deal with unexpected stressors, or navigate high-pressure situations. But instead of allowing these external factors to shake your inner peace, train yourself to become the calm in the storm. When negativity arises, don't react, observe. When someone is being dramatic, don't engage, detach. When chaos surrounds you, remain steady. The people you spend time with, the space you live in, and the content you consume all shape your mindset. If you want to remain calm in every situation, you must be intentional about creating an environment that supports peace, focus, and mental strength. The world is full of distractions and negativity, but you don't have to absorb it. You can design a life that nurtures calmness, and when you do, you'll find that no storm, no stress, and no challenge can shake you. Number 7. Daily habits to strengthen your calmness. Calmness is not a personality trait, it's a skill. And like any skill, it requires daily training. You don't just wake up one day with the ability to handle stress effortlessly. You develop it through consistent habits that strengthen your mind, body, and emotions. The people who remain composed in high-pressure situations don't do so by accident. They've built habits that reinforce their ability to stay calm, focused, and in control, no matter what life throws at them. Think of a surgeon performing a complex operation. They aren't panicking even when the stakes are high. Why? Because they have spent years developing the habits that allow them to remain precise, focused, and calm. They don't let emotions take over because they have trained their minds to operate with clarity under pressure. The same principle applies to your daily life. You must train your mind before you need it. One of the most powerful daily habits for cultivating calmness is starting your morning with intention. Most people wake up and immediately check their phone, exposing themselves to notifications, emails, and social media. This instantly puts their mind in a reactive state. Instead, create a morning routine that centers you before the chaos of the day begins. This could include deep breathing, meditation, stretching, or journaling. Even spending just 10 minutes in quiet reflection can set a powerful tone for your entire day. Meditation and mindfulness are essential tools for strengthening your mental calmness. Many people assume meditation means clearing your mind completely, but that's not the case. Meditation is simply training your mind to observe thoughts without reacting to them. Just 5 to 10 minutes a day can significantly improve your ability to stay composed in stressful situations. Over time, meditation rewires your brain to respond to stress with logic instead of panic. Another important habit is conscious breathing. Throughout the day, check in with your breath. If you notice it's shallow and fast, slow it down. Deep, controlled breathing signals your nervous system that you are safe, instantly reducing stress. One simple habit is the 4-7-8 breathing technique. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7, exhale for 8. Practicing this a few times a day builds the habit of using breath control to calm your mind whenever stress arises. Physical movement is also crucial for maintaining inner peace. Stress accumulates in the body, and without an outlet, it manifests as tension, anxiety, and frustration. Regular exercise, whether it's a workout, a walk, or even stretching, helps release this tension. Movement also increases endorphins, which naturally improve your mood and reduce stress. Even a 5-minute stretch in the middle of the day can shift your mental state and bring clarity to your thoughts. Journaling is another habit that can help clear your mind. When you write down your thoughts, you process them more effectively. Instead of allowing stress to cycle in your head, put it on paper. A simple habit is to write down 3 things that challenged you today and what you learned from them. This shifts your focus from problems to solutions, reinforcing a mindset of growth and resilience. The way you speak to yourself also shapes your ability to remain calm. Pay attention to your inner dialogue. If your self-talk is negative, "I can't handle this. This is too much. I'm always stressed," your mind will believe it. Instead, train yourself to use empowering language. "I am in control. I've handled stress before and can handle it again. I choose how I respond." The words you tell yourself become the reality you live in. Setting boundaries with technology is another habit that supports calmness. Constant exposure to news, social media, and notifications overstimulates your brain and increases anxiety. Try setting no phone zones during meals or before bed. Give your mind time to rest from the digital world. The more intentional you are about reducing mental noise, the clearer and calmer you will feel. Another habit to strengthen your ability to stay calm is practicing gratitude. When stress arises, it's easy to focus on everything that's going wrong. But shifting your attention to what's going right changes your perspective. Each morning or evening, take a moment to list 3 things you're grateful for. This simple practice rewires your brain to seek positives instead of magnifying negatives. Controlling your schedule is also key to reducing unnecessary stress. Many people overcommit and overwhelm themselves with too many tasks. Learn to prioritize what truly matters and say no to distractions. When you take control of your time, you reduce the chances of feeling overwhelmed. Finally, ending your day with a reflection habit helps you process emotions and reset your mind for the next day. Before bed, Ask yourself, what went well today? What challenges did I handle well? What can I improve tomorrow? This habit helps you learn from each day and reinforces a growth mindset. Calmness is not something that happens to you. It is something you build one habit at a time. The more you train your mind and body daily, the stronger your ability to handle stress becomes. Choose even one of these habits and commit to it for the next 30 days. Over time, these small daily actions will compound into a mental foundation so strong that no challenge can shake you. Number 8. How to stay calm in high-stress situations. Life has a way of testing us when we least expect it. A sudden argument, an unexpected financial problem, a career setback, or a personal crisis. These moments can push us to our limits. Most people react instantly, letting stress take over. They panic, lash out, or shut down. But the people who thrive under pressure don't let emotions control them. They pause, assess, and respond with clarity. The ability to stay calm in high-stress situations is not about suppressing emotions. It's about training yourself to take control, instead of letting stress take control of you. Imagine an airline pilot mid-flight when the plane suddenly hits turbulence. A passenger might feel fear, but the pilot remains steady, following a clear process to navigate the situation. They don't guess their way through. They rely on their training. The same applies to life's challenges. If you prepare in advance, you won't be caught off guard. You'll already have a plan for handling stress effectively. The first and most important thing to do when faced with a stressful situation is pause. Most people react immediately, driven by emotion rather than logic. But when you take a moment to stop and breathe, you interrupt the automatic stress response. Your brain shifts from fight or flight mode to problem-solving mode. A simple rule: before reacting, take 3 slow, deep breaths. This alone can prevent many unnecessary mistakes. Once you've paused, the next step is assessing the situation objectively. Stress tricks your mind into exaggerating problems. You start thinking in worst-case scenarios, which fuels anxiety. Instead, ask yourself, is this truly as bad as it seems? Or am I reacting emotionally? What part of this situation can I control? What is the best next step? By shifting from panic mode to problem-solving mode, you regain control. This is the difference between people who drown in stress and those who rise above it. One of the fastest ways to reset your nervous system during stress is grounding yourself in the present moment. A great technique for this is the 5-4-3-2-1 method. Let's see how this method works. Think about 5 things you can see right now, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. This technique pulls you out of panic mode and into reality. Instead of letting your mind spiral into fear, you refocus on what is actually happening right now, which reduces stress instantly. Another powerful way to handle stress is reframing your perspective. Often what makes a situation stressful is the way we interpret it, not the situation itself. If you see a difficult task as an impossible burden, you'll feel overwhelmed. But if you see it as a challenge to grow, you approach it with confidence. When stress arises, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Will this matter 5 years from now? How can I use this situation to become stronger? Perspective is everything. The people who remain calm in stressful situations aren't those who experience less stress. They're the ones who interpret stress differently. Another critical skill is controlling your body language. When stress hits, your body reacts, you tense up, your breathing becomes shallow, and your shoulders tighten. But did you know that simply adjusting your posture can reduce stress? If you stand tall, relax your shoulders, and take deep breaths, your mind receives the message that you are in control. Your physical state influences your mental state. A common mistake people make under stress is rushing decisions. Stress creates a sense of urgency, making people feel like they must act immediately. But in reality, most decisions don't require an instant response. When in doubt, wait. Give yourself at least 10 minutes, an hour, or even a day to step back and think before making a big decision. The more you practice delaying impulsive reactions, the more control you gain over your mind. Another key technique is preparing for stressful situations in advance. If you know you're walking into a high-pressure meeting, a difficult conversation, or a challenging situation, prepare yourself mentally. Visualize yourself handling it with calmness and confidence. Go through potential scenarios and decide in advance how you will respond. Preparation eliminates panic. Finally, One of the most important ways to handle stress is acceptance. Many people waste energy resisting what they cannot change. They wish things were different, they complain, or they dwell on what went wrong. But the most effective way to reduce stress is to accept reality and focus on solutions. Ask yourself, what can I control? Then put your energy into that and let go of the rest. Staying calm under pressure is not about avoiding stress. It's about knowing how to handle it when it comes. Every high-pressure situation is an opportunity to practice. The more you train yourself to pause, assess, and respond intentionally, the stronger your ability to stay calm will become. Over time, this skill will transform not only how you handle stress, but how you handle life itself. Because when you control your mind, no situation can control you. Number 9. The role of self-discipline in staying calm. Self-discipline and calmness go hand in hand. You cannot expect to remain calm in high-pressure situations if you have not trained yourself to be in control of your thoughts, emotions, and actions. Calmness is not a passive state. It is an active choice, reinforced by discipline. When you build discipline in your daily life, you develop the mental strength needed to stay composed, even when life tests you. Think about a marathon runner. They don't wait until race day to start training. They spend months, even years, conditioning their body and mind to handle the endurance required to complete the course. The same principle applies to your mind. If you want to be calm under stress, you must train for it before the pressure arrives. You cannot expect to stay composed in the chaos of life if you have not disciplined yourself in the quiet moments. One of the most important aspects of self-discipline is controlling your impulses. Most people operate on autopilot, reacting emotionally to situations without thinking. They allow frustration, fear, or anger to dictate their decisions. But reacting without discipline leads to regret, saying things you don't mean, making impulsive choices, or letting stress overwhelm you. Instead, discipline yourself to pause before reacting. When something upsets you, take a breath, count to 5, and choose your response carefully. This simple habit trains your brain to respond with logic instead of emotion. Another key to self-discipline is mastering your morning routine. The way you start your day influences how you handle stress later on. If you wake up and immediately check your phone, read stressful news, or rush into your tasks, you are training your mind to start the day in a reactive state. But if you discipline yourself to begin your morning with intention, through meditation, journaling, exercise, or quiet reflection, you build mental clarity that carries into the rest of your day. A disciplined morning leads to a calmer mind. Controlling your inner dialogue is another crucial aspect of self-discipline. The way you speak to yourself in difficult moments determines your ability to stay calm. If your self-talk is negative, "I can't handle this. This is too much. I always mess up," your mind will believe it, and you will feel overwhelmed. But if you train yourself to use empowering language, "I am in control. I can figure this out. I am stronger than this challenge," you shift your mindset toward confidence and composure. Your words create your reality. Discipline yourself to choose them wisely. Physical discipline also plays a role in mental calmness. Your body and mind are connected. If you neglect your physical health through poor sleep, lack of exercise, or unhealthy eating habits, your ability to manage stress decreases. A well-rested, well-nourished, and active body supports a calm and focused mind. Make sleep a priority, move your body daily, and fuel yourself with the right foods. A disciplined lifestyle leads to a resilient mind. Another powerful form of self-discipline is learning to sit with discomfort. Many people avoid difficult emotions, uncomfortable conversations, or challenging situations because they don't want to feel discomfort. But every time you avoid discomfort, you reinforce fear and anxiety. Train yourself to sit with difficulty rather than escape from it. The next time you feel stressed, instead of distracting yourself with your phone, food, or entertainment, pause and breathe through it. Discipline yourself to face discomfort head on, and over time, you'll become unshakable. Discipline also means sticking to your commitments, even when you don't feel like it. Many people make promises to themselves. "I will wake up early. I will exercise. I will meditate. I will manage my stress better," but break them as soon as it becomes inconvenient. But every time you break a promise to yourself, you weaken your self-trust. On the other hand, every time you follow through on your commitments, you strengthen your ability to handle challenges with confidence. Eliminating distractions is another essential part of self-discipline. A scattered mind leads to stress, while a focused mind remains calm. Many people fill their days with unnecessary distractions, social media, mindless scrolling, or reacting to every notification. Discipline yourself to remove what does not serve you. Set specific times for checking emails and social media instead of letting them control your day. The less clutter in your mind, the easier it is to remain calm. Lastly, self-discipline is about taking responsibility. Many people blame their circumstances for their stress. My job is stressful. My family is difficult. Life is unfair. But the truth is, you are in control of your mindset and reactions. You can either be a victim of stress or take responsibility for managing it. The most disciplined people understand that calmness is a choice, and they train themselves daily to master that choice. Discipline is the foundation of calmness. The more you train your mind and body, the more control you gain over your emotions, reactions, and focus. You don't have to be perfect, but you do have to be consistent. Over time, these small acts of discipline compound into a mindset that is unshakable, no matter what life throws at you. Number 10, thriving through life's storms. Life will test you. No matter how well you prepare, unexpected challenges will come. You'll face setbacks, failures, disappointments, and moments of uncertainty. Some people break under the weight of adversity, while others use it as fuel to grow stronger. The difference is not intelligence or luck, it's resilience. The ability to thrive through life's storms comes down to one thing: how you choose to respond. Most people see hardship as something to avoid. They resist it, complain about it, and let it drain their energy. But the truth is, resistance only increases suffering. The more you fight against what is happening, the more power you give to stress and fear. Instead, the key to thriving is accepting reality and focusing on what you can control. When a storm hits, don't waste energy asking, "Why is this happening to me?" Instead, ask, "How can I grow from this? What is the next best step?" The moment you shift your mindset from victim to strategist, everything changes. Think about a tree in the middle of a storm. The trees that survive are not the stiff ones that try to resist the wind. They are the flexible ones that bend, adapt, and endure. The same applies to life. If you allow challenges to break you, you will struggle. But if you learn to bend without breaking, to adjust, to find new ways forward, you will not only survive storms, you will come out of them stronger than ever. One of the most powerful ways to thrive through adversity is learning to manage uncertainty. Many people panic when they don't know what will happen next. They overthink, stress about the future, and let anxiety take control. But the reality is, life is always uncertain. You will never have all the answers, and that's okay. The key is to train yourself to be comfortable in uncertainty. Instead of fearing the unknown, trust in your ability to adapt. Remind yourself, "I don't need to have all the answers right now. I will figure it out as I go." When you shift your mindset from fear to trust, uncertainty loses its power over you. Another critical factor in thriving through life's storms is your perspective on failure. Many people see failure as something negative, as proof that they are not good enough or that they should quit. But failure is not the opposite of success. It is a part of success. Every successful person has failed more times than they can count. The difference is, they didn't let failure define them. They used it as a stepping stone. Instead of seeing failure as a dead end, see it as feedback. Ask yourself, what did I learn? How can I improve? What will I do differently next time? If you treat every setback as a lesson, you will continue to grow, no matter how many times you fall. Resilient people also control what they focus on. When life gets difficult, it's easy to focus on everything that's going wrong. But where focus goes, energy flows. If you focus on the problem grows. If you focus on solutions, solutions appear. Make it a habit to ask better questions. Instead of dwelling on what's wrong, ask yourself, what is within my control right now? What is the best action I can take at this moment? What can I be grateful for even in this challenge? Gratitude is one of the most powerful tools for staying strong through adversity. Even in the middle of chaos, there is always something to appreciate. A lesson, a small win, a moment of kindness. Train your mind to find the good in every situation, and you will always have the strength to move forward. Another key to thriving through life's storms is building a strong support system. No one succeeds alone. Surround yourself with people who uplift you, challenge you, and remind you of your strength. When life gets hard, Lean on your community. A strong support system provides encouragement, wisdom, and perspective when you need it most. You don't have to face storms alone. Find people who will weather them with you. Finally, understand that resilience is built through action, not just mindset. When life gets tough, don't freeze. Keep moving. Take one small step forward, even if you don't feel ready. Progress creates momentum, and momentum builds confidence. Even if you don't know the perfect solution, do something. Action dissolves fear. The more you train yourself to take action under pressure, the stronger you become. Thriving through life's storms is not about avoiding difficulty. It's about building the inner strength to handle anything. It's about developing the mindset, habits, and resilience needed to face adversity head on and come out stronger. Life will always bring challenges, but you get to decide whether they break you or build you. When you master your mind, nothing can stop you. Life is unpredictable. No matter how much we plan, there will always be unexpected challenges, obstacles, and moments of pressure. But the difference between those who struggle and those who thrive isn't about avoiding difficulties. It's about mastering the ability to remain calm, focused, and in control, no matter what happens. Throughout this journey, we've explored the powerful strategies needed to train your mind to stay calm in every situation. We've seen how understanding the mind under pressure allows you to override emotional reactions. We've discussed the importance of breath control, emotional discipline, and reframing challenges to shift your perspective. We've learned how daily habits, self-discipline, and surrounding yourself with the right environment create a foundation of mental strength. And most importantly, we've discovered that thriving through life's storms is a choice to respond rather than react, to take control rather than be controlled. But here's the truth. Knowing these strategies is not enough. Information alone does not create change. Consistent action does. If you want to develop unshakable calmness, you must commit to the daily practice of training your mind. Just like physical strength, mental calmness is built through small, consistent actions over time. Every time you pause before reacting, every time you take control of your breath, every time you shift your focus from problems to solutions, you are strengthening your ability to remain composed under pressure. Imagine a version of yourself who never panics, who doesn't get overwhelmed by stress, who remains steady in the face of adversity. That version of you is not far away. It is simply a result of the choices you make starting today. You are in control of your thoughts, your emotions, and your reactions. No one else can take that power away from you. So start now. Pick even one strategy from this guide and commit to practicing it daily. Over time, these small habits will compound into an unshakable mindset. The world will always be chaotic, but you don't have to be. Train your mind, build your resilience, and no matter what storms come your way, you will not be shaken. You will rise above them.